These were legit funny. I don't care what you think, okay? They made AI photos of Zoran's mom holding baby Zoran, standing with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein on an island with f***ing palm trees in the back. And all of the Republicans in the world were f***ing showing this, see, your savior was there on the island. It's like, bro, this is so f***ing clearly AI. You can see that the backdrop looks different, like right above her head. It's just funny that people actually thought that that would be like that Zoran Mamdani's mom took baby Zoran to Epstein Island. She's like, can I bring my baby? Is that okay? They're like, of course, come pose with this picture with Bill. I mean, if that was true, which it's not, but if that was true, Zoran would have been a record setter. He would have been the youngest person on Epstein Island, like ever. Shut up. You make that shit funny, okay? It doesn't mean Zoran's evil, okay? I don't think Zoran knew, okay? I don't think Zoran knew Uncle Epstein. Then there was rumors going around the internet that Epstein might be his father, okay? Theoretically, it is possible, okay? Let's not, forget that let's not pretend that it's not possible, but I don't know, you hold up a picture of them, I just don't see it. She was too old for him. We know that Zoran is not Jeffrey Epstein's son because Mira Nair she was over 18 at the time. So she made the fucking joke. I just took it. The Prince Andrew is just dark, dude. And this just shows you how dumb Prince Andrew is. Aside from just being evil and disgusting, clearly the whole Epstein thing was a honeypot operation trying to trap rich, powerful people, hoping that they would have a moment of being dumb, like Epstein, like Elon in his emails. But Prince Andrew was just dumb the whole f***ing time. Cause he's in every f***ing picture just chilling. He's like, oh, girl? Okay, yeah, huh? And then there's a picture of him on all fours, hovering over what appears to be a body of a woman. Now, this is obviously with these stories of there was torture and killings, all f***ing horrible, could very likely be true. And so then you see this picture of him, and it does not f***ing look good. And you can just tell what kind of person Prince Andrew is by the look on his face. You have this woman laying probably unconscious on the floor, and he's just huh? No severity, no heightened sense of urgency in his face. Now, I don't think she's dead in the picture because there's 3 pictures and one of them her arm is raised. So let's hope she's still alive wherever she is. But I'm now having nightmares where I'm waking up in the middle of the night and Prince Andrew's above me. I will never unsee that shit. Absolutely disgusting. So yes, that's why he's a former prince. Not to say that the rest of them aren't also pedos, but or as they say in the UK, he's a pedophile. They say pedophile in the UK. I didn't know that. I went to the UK. I did a joke about pedophiles, and a guy came up to me because I was doing jokes about the school shootings that were happening all the time in America, and I made the joke if we want to stop the school shootings, maybe we should get the pedophiles to watch the schools because they actually care about the kids, right? And it's a good idea. It's a good idea. And I made that joke in the UK, and the guy came up to me after. He's like, "Are you a pedophile?" I was like, "What? I didn't know that's how they pronounce it." He's like, "Are you a pedophile?" I thought he was talking about pita the bread. Because I also talked about being Arab, so I was like, guilty! I'm a huge pedophile! I'm a pedophile, I'm a hummus-phile, I'm a Baba Ganoush-phile. There is email correspondence between Jeffrey Epstein and Peter Thiel. Who would have thought the devil talks to the Antichrist? It's all one big club, I'm telling you. There's a voice recording in the files where Epstein is talking to former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and he's explaining to him what Palantir is. This is the foundation of it all. Because I don't know if you know this, Israel, they use Palantir for like spyware, all of their testing that they do in Palestine, and just the evil manipulation of human beings via tech that they're just getting started with. That's through Palantir and Peter Thiel. And you hear this conversation where Jeffrey Epstein's talking to Ehud Barak, who's also like the dumbest of the dumbs. Because Ehud Barak is the former Prime Minister of Israel, and he used to live at Epstein's house. And there's like videos and photos of him walking up to Epstein's apartment in New York City with a mask on, like we can't see that it's him. And he's in a bunch of pictures, so this guy's a idiot. And so he's on the phone with Epstein, and Epstein's like, yeah, so there's this organization. He's like, Peter Thiel has this company called Palantir, and Ehud is like, what? The Palantir. He's like writing it down. He's like, yes, Palantir, and they make like spyware. And you go, oh, no, tell me, spy, and then so he's like writing it all down, and then next thing you know, they just integrate that shit into their system. So yeah, we all saw how that happened. Jeffrey Epstein's voice is like not what you think it would be for some reason. Because you see pictures of Jeffrey Epstein, you think like, oh, maybe this guy comes off as somebody who has social skills, because that's what they all said. They're like, he always impressed people. He was such a social guy. And then he talks like, well, the stock market is kind of weird. He's got a low voice and just like, yeah, he just looks like, because let's face it, the guy's a fucking sex addict, right? He's doing all this sexual deviancy like multiple times a day. Fucking drained his brain, dude. He's literally like, oh, dog. There was an interview with him. They're like, do you consider yourself the devil? He's like, well, I have a meal. Like, what the are you talking about? Fucking psychopath. I don't know if you know this. Jeffrey Epstein started as a math teacher, okay? Yes, as a former math teacher, we don't claim him. We don't claim him. He majored in math, but the creepiest math. He majored in physiological math. That's like the math of the human body. No. If you see someone majoring in physiological math, flag that person, okay? That person is a threat to society. Yeah, so Jeffrey Epstein was a math major, which makes it even more creepy for some reason. Because it's like, you know what I mean? He'll be like, oh, I didn't know their age. Like, you can count, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, don't. Jeffrey Epstein was also a physics teacher. Yeah, which is the creepiest kind of teacher, I'm convinced at this point. They might get a little physical, if you know what I mean. And at my high school, 3 physics teachers were actually released for being sex offenders. So now I got a conspiracy theory, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not saying all physics teachers are creeps. I'm not saying they all force themselves on people. I'm just saying they mass times acceleration themselves on people. It's a strong conspiracy. It's gaining momentum. I don't think you understand the gravity of what I'm saying. Maybe it's the mechanics of the jokes. I don't know. It's all relative. But it does matter. Some of you are vibing with me. Some of you want more chemistry. Thank you. Longevity doctor Peter Attia is in the Epstein files. Yeah, this is a lesser known one to the people not in the bro health circuit. But is he here? Is he cutting my mic? So Peter Attia is a doctor, and he's written some books. He's like an expert in health, and he's very like vocal. He has like podcasts. He's, podcasts with Andrew Huberman. He's been on Rogan, all that stuff. And I used to follow him until this weekend. Because it looks really bad for him. Because he was not just like a guy who like went to the island or hung out with Epstein. He was Jeffrey Epstein's longevity doctor. Meaning he was coaching and giving advice to Jeffrey Epstein to help him live longer. and do more sex offenses. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the guiltiest thing. Like, can you imagine if you were the person who is keeping the devil alive? That's like one of the worst possible crimes you can have. But I kind of saw this coming because I've been following him for a few years now. I saw him on Andrew Huberman some years ago, and I was like, oh, this guy has some interesting stuff, and he has a lot of good insight on health and exercise and nutrition. And then one day, he just randomly posted a picture with him and some of his friends, and one of his friends was Kevin Spacey. And they had just like played poker. He's like, dude, poker night was amazing with me and my boy Kevin Spacey. And all the comments were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he never acknowledged a single comment. And so I watched every post he made for like the next, 10 days, and everybody's like, yeah, but what about f***ing Kevin Spacey? He's like, you should always keep your sodium level down, but they're like, yeah, but what about f***ing Kevin Spacey? I still followed him though for many years. I was like, I'll forgive you for a Spacey, but not if you're f***ing Epstein's longevity coach. That's where I had to f***ing get out the game, dude. He did not do a good job. Well, or did he? Or did he? Because like, it's did he or did he, right? But, or Exhibit A, did he? No, but that's the thing. We don't know if Epstein's dead or not. I don't think he is, to be honest. I think he probably is alive, thanks to Peter Attia. Ever since they faked my death in that prison cell, I've been really focusing on my ketones, Here's a fun fact about Jeffrey Epstein. Never a thing anybody should say. I don't know if you know this, but Jeffrey Epstein went gray really early in his life, but he never used hair coloring product. Yeah, which I'm not praising the guy at all, but that does take a level of confidence to not color your hair at all, especially hanging out with all those young people. But, he could have. He could have reached for the Just for Men's, but he never did. Never used it once. So you could say he never died. Yeah. He's still alive and has gray hair. That's another thing. That's another thing about the Epstein files. This was from the previous Epstein files drop in December, but one of the things they tried to redact in the Epstein files was the report on the security guard who fell asleep the night that Epstein hung himself. Okay, it's like he had one f***ing job, dude. To not fall asleep for those same 10 minutes that the cameras went out. Apparently they fell asleep too. Must have been a very sleepy vibe in that prison that night. The cameras were like, the security guy was like, and then Jeffrey Epstein's like, this is my chance. I know origami.